one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. It's gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
You view this season as a failure?
Oh my God. Okay, because I'm not that up. You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay. Do you get the promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, I don't know, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps cause they know what happens next. So without further ado,
Free smoke.
look. Scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much or how you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa Bars forever, like they decided to throw me under slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our block, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Winning has a price. And leadership has a price. So I pull people along when they didn't want to be pulled. I challenge people when they don't want to be challenged.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I appreciate you more for tuning into this show that I have tuned than you have tuned in. Then I appreciate you for tuning in to any other show. I really do, because I've been away for like a week or two. And that was not intentional. But I had got some news about 2 weeks ago that my brother, my closest friend, this man was everything to me. And he was a life partner to me without necessarily being like a husband type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't obviously my husband or nothing like that. That's wild. This is the closest. You know, the closest person you hope to be to in life is your parent, the people who birthed you and raised you. But if you're lucky enough, you go out in life and you find somebody else that, you know, you grow just as close to, that you would die for. That's who I just lost to last week. And I'm still trying to process and I'm still trying to deal with it mentally. Man, this dude, we had so many, I couldn't even go through all the memories that me and him shared together. I couldn't even go through about 15, 20 plus years of being right beside each other. Walking this path in life right beside each other. So I'm still trying to process that. I done lost people in my life before. I done lost my aunt. But this is probably the toughest loss I have ever suffered to this point in my life. I'm not gonna lie. Me and this dude was together for what feel like 20 plus years, bro, of life. Just navigating life together. We promised we name our kids after each other. One of our kids at least was gonna be named after each other, whether it be the middle name or the first name. We literally, like a couple months ago, me and him was driving past, as we was going to chill, we was driving past the house and we saw two old dudes on the front porch laughing. And me and him got to the crib and was like, bro, that's gonna be us one day. Just sitting on the front porch, old as hell, watching our kids laughing and shit. And now we never get that opportunity. And like I said, I'm still trying to process that. I'm still trying to navigate that. He didn't have kids, so he didn't have a legacy as far as like a child that could carry his legacy. But that's okay. Cause you're not gonna never be forgotten when it come to me, my brother. Still gonna name one of my children after you. Your legacy won't die here, bro. Promise you that. And now, as strange and as tough as it may be, and actually, before I even get to that, I need to tell y'all, before we move off of that, tell somebody you love them today, man. Dead ass. Go tell somebody you love them. Don't even just tell somebody you love them. Go show somebody that you love them today, bro. And I don't care how you show it. Just go show some, because life is short. You know, I saw a movie where Chris Rock was like, everybody says life is short, but life is long. Pause. Life could be, you know, you might not live tomorrow, but you might live for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Who knows? And in a way, I still very much understand that message. But what I'm going to say is this. Regardless if your life, my life, somebody else's life is short, bountiful, long, it don't matter. Don't miss an opportunity to tell somebody you love them, that you truly love. Don't miss the opportunity to go out there and show people that you love them. And be a good person. Try to be kind to people. You never know what people going through. You never know who people just lost. You never know the obstacles on somebody's road that they navigating silently. Go out there and love somebody today, man. But with that being said, we got to talk about the playoffs. And I'm going to try to bring you as much energy as I usually bring you. I'm going to try to bring you the same amount of entertainment that I usually try to bring you, if not more. But I did want to get that out the way first because I do have something on my mental. But I am trying to work through that. I am one of those people who try to, and this is hard to work through, I'm not going to lie to you, but life don't stop. And that's exactly what Gray would have told me if he was here right now. Life does not stop. You know, the funniest, not even the funniest thing, I think one of the craziest things is me and Gray always talked about when we get rich, all the different type of things we was going to do. And now I feel like my list just doubled because now I got to go do the shit that I didn't want to do, but I was going to do just because Gray wanted to do it. Because it's a lot that me and Gray, it's impossible that we could have been closer. We legitimately, it was a lot of shit that I hated doing. I would only do it if Gray would do it, and he would only do it if I would do it. It got to, I wouldn't even go certain places unless Gray was there. Gray taught me how to drive, taught me how to be a better man. And I'm not talking about I'm not just saying that. Gray was a good man, just a good human being. He truly wanted the best for people. He truly wanted people to see him as a good person. and it rubbed off on me. Seeing how good of a person he was and how he strived to be a good person. And Gray had his bumps like anybody else. He wasn't perfect. He was perfect to me, but obviously to other humans, he might not have been perfect. But I'm telling y'all, if you could meet a person who legitimately never got mad, who legitimately, let me tell you what Gray did one time. One time I forgot it was my girl's birthday. Completely forgot it was her birthday. Luckily, her and Gray had the same date. Their birthday was on the same day. So what Gray did was he had bought her a gift. But when I told him that I didn't buy her shit, he was like, oh, bet. And he gave the gift to me and was like, you bought her this. That's the type of relationship we had. I told him, I said, I'm going to just say it was from me and you. He was like, no, you going to say it was from you. He said, what the fuck I'm buying your girl a present for if you ain't bought her nothing? I said, respect. He taught me shit in this life that I would have never learned if not for him. He showed me things in this life that I would not have seen if I didn't see it with him. So it's crazy. Go love somebody today. But we got to talk about these Los Angeles Lakers, man. We got to talk about my Lakers. We got to talk about my Lakers. And it's very funny when I talk about these Lakers because it's as if I said the Lakers is not a better team than the Denver Nuggets, and I actually see the Denver Nuggets winning this, but I'm not picking the Denver Nuggets because I have to rock with my favorite team. And so, here we are, down 0-3. And I know some people might be shocked by this. I'm a little bit shocked we lost at home, but I'm not shocked that we losing this series. I said it from the beginning. And I said it, and I didn't do a lot of the Warrior videos because a lot of things was going on at that time too. But listen, I love my team, and we are a great defensive team. Here comes the problem. If you cannot make shots and you do not go to the free throw line as frequently as you do, you have a problem. You could get away with doing that against the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies don't have scores littered throughout the team. They got Ja Morant, who ain't even a shooter. He is a driver. And obviously he had a good game shooting the ball in that series. But you know what Ja Morant is going to do. The only other shooter in the series was Desmond Bane, and he had like 2 good games. You can figure that out with the best defense in the league on how to slow that down and how to stop that. Then you go up against the Warriors, who you do go up against the best player in the world, in my opinion, right now, Steph Curry. But you go up against a Klay Thompson, in all due respect, that ain't nowhere near the Klay Thompson he used to be. Oh, but his season. I know what I seen in the playoffs. You go up against a Jordan Poole who had lost all confidence in himself. An Andrew Wiggins who had shit going on all season, so he wasn't there the way he should have been. And I got nothing negative to say about Draymond Green. You can figure out how to stop that also. With all due respect to the championship Warriors, this ain't the team from last year. There's a lot of dudes who was littered throughout that bench and role players that made a difference. Now, I know the Warrior haters are going to act like those players. Because I see people all the time say, this is the exact same team. No, it is not. Roles is different. Production is different. Players is gone. I understand to the NBA, if the dude don't average 40 to 20 points a game, you don't care about him. And I said them numbers backwards. But that's why you don't understand the value of a Bruce Brown. The value of a DeBron dude on the Nuggets. But if you're a Laker fan, you should understand that. And I'm not talking about if you're a LeBron fan. It's a difference. And I'm not hating on the LeBron fans out there in this instance. Listen, if Steph Curry was a Houston Rocket, I would probably root for the Houston Rockets. Well, you know, I like to say I don't necessarily root for the Warriors as much as I just simply love Steph Curry. So I'm going to always root for Steph Curry. So it really didn't matter what team he went to. I was going to always root for Steph Curry from the moment he was drafted. But I want to actually, but I get when you root for a player, you eventually start to root for the players on the team. So I know when LeBron fans root for, like, if LeBron on Cleveland, they gonna be Kyrie fans, J.R. Smith fans, and all that. I get that. I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me. I'm not one of them weirdos who think you can't root for but one person or one. I could care less about that. I do think you should have a home-based team, unless you're one of those new age fans who be like, I just root for players. I actually enjoy those type of fans more than I enjoy team fans, because fans who just root for players clearly do not like the construct of the fan NFL play. I mean, the fan pro athlete owner type of dynamic, where the owner is loved by the fans and the laborers, who are the players, are consistently hated by fans. It makes no sense. They told they lazy and all these other type of things. They money hungry and all these type of things. While the billionaire is propped up on a pedestal. So I actually love fans who say, nah, I'm not rooting for a team, but I will. I actually done ran into multiple fans, but I actually got a story. Bro, I was at a Starbucks one time, and I only done been to Starbucks 3 times in my life, bro. And as I was going into a Starbucks, bro, it was another dude outside. And me and him, I don't even know what made us start. Oh, yeah, I held the door open for him. I held the door open for this dude, bro. This white dude. It really didn't matter what color he was, but I guess I just added that context. So since I added that he white, he had like a scruffy beard, like one of those. It wasn't a long one. It was just like a short. It wasn't short either, but it was like you could tell like he liked this look. And his hair was cut like, it was like not cut. It wasn't a shaved head, but it was like, who got, bro? Have you ever seen the show NCIS LA Deeks? He kind of had that type of. He didn't look like Deeks, but he had the hair like Deeks. He had the beard, like the scruffy beard, and he also didn't have blonde hair. He had black hair. To throw that out there also. I don't know if that helped that image, but regardless, I held the door open for him, which this just made me think something. But anyways, that's my ADHD acting up. I held the door open for him, and me and him just started conversating after he had said thank you. I said, you welcome. And then he saw that I had on a Raven shirt. And so we just started conversating, right? And I asked him, because he started talking about Lamar Jackson. He was like, what you gonna do? He gonna sign back with him, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I started, well, I hope he signed back if that's what's best for him. But I was like, if the Ravens not gonna pay him and build around it, then I hope he signs somewhere else. And his response was, man, I like you. He was like, because I think the same thing. He was like, you got so many of these dumbass fans who going to be like, oh, the Ravens getting done dirty. Lamar need to shut up and just play football and accept what he was like, but nobody would do that if it was us, like everyday human beings in the same situations. He was like, I feel the same way. He said, that's why I don't root for teams. I only root for the players. I was like, yo, that's a fact. I told him, I was like, I would only root for players, if I did not grow up rooting for the Lakers, bruh. I was like, since I grew up immediately rooting for teams, I was like, if I could go back, I would probably only root for players. I said, the problem is, motherfuckers I rooted for stayed with the same team, bro. Kobe never left L.A. Curry ain't leaving Golden State no time soon. Lamar Jackson is not going to leave the Ravens, but Ray Lewis and Ed Reed had never left the Ravens at the time. Ed Reed at least hadn't at the time. But like most of my favorite players and the players I grew up idolizing, they stayed with the same team, so it just gave me a built-in fandom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't go back with the Ravens now. I already got them tattooed on me, but I get what that fan was saying. And I love fans like that who do not care for the team construct. They don't care to root for teams. They more so care to root for players. And if they root for players, then I'm rooting for the team that the player is on in that moment. But if the player leave, then I'm leaving too. That type of fan is kind of different than the LeBron fan, but I still respect it either way, because while LeBron fans are some maniacs in a lot of different ways and some absolute morons, the one thing I will say about LeBron fans is they hold teams and organizations accountable, basically. Like that's the one thing about them. Because they love LeBron so much, they understand player empowerment, even though they don't understand it in a broad sense. Like they understand it in LeBron he do so much player empowerment. But then you let another player who do a lot go use their player empowerment, and then they got a problem with it when it affect LeBron. But that's neither here nor there. Competition, baby. But I'm not talking about them type of fans. I could care less if you are a Laker fan only because of LeBron James. And when he leave, you leave. That's fine with me. However, back to the game, because we done went so many different places. I was trying to explain to you why I don't have a problem with that type of Laker fan. However, that type of Laker fan is the fan that thought, because I kept seeing people tweet Lakers and Ford. I'm like, bro, it's no shot we watching the same Nuggets teams. The Lakers ain't beating those Nuggets in 4 games. So when I was seeing that, I was like, man, it's the strangest. For one, the Lakers can't win this series in less than 7 now. It got to go 7 if the Lakers going to win it. The Lakers ain't going 7 games. I'm just telling you that right now. It ain't happening. For the LeBron fans out there, bro, I would just encourage you to stop hating on other players and respect they great. Who you rooting for when LeBron finally retire? You just gonna hop on a Curry bandwagon? Oh, the KD bandwagon? Like, what you gonna do? You gonna have to find somebody, because I would imagine you wouldn't want to root for those 2 dudes. So, like, let me just put it to you like this, man. When you look at this Lakers team, bro, I keep telling you, they have to find a way to score. They could get away with free throws making up the difference for them not scoring. But I said it, against this Nugget team, this is a different type of team. This team got a lot of firepower. A lot of firepower. They remind me of that Warriors team where you could go up by so many points, and within a minute, the Warriors is back up by 1 and finish the game by beating you by about 15 points. That's what this Nugget team remind me of. They can score so quick. They can score 3s, 2s. Jokić is the best player in the NBA. Now, I like Jason Tiff. I really think he is a phenomenal at breaking down hoops, even though I don't agree with everything he say. It's not even that I don't agree with some of the things he say. I feel like he leave out important parts of analyzation, but that's everybody. I leave out parts and the things that I like. It's people who could listen to me and say, man, I really wish he had a hit on this certain type of time. So it's not a problem that I'm bringing up with Jason Tiff. It's just certain times I feel like it's areas that I wanted him to specifically hit that he don't hit, but that's cool because Jason Tiff a dope ass dude, bro. I watch his breakdowns all the time. But what I would say for Jason Tiff, because I was watching him break down this Laker game, I don't necessarily agree with his premise on best player in the world. I don't think the best player in the world can only be the player that won a championship, because I don't feel like you thought that when Curry was winning championships over LeBron. You still felt like LeBron was the best player in the world. So you can't now then flip that logic on its head, in my opinion. For one, and also to me, best player in the world is not dictated by 1 series, 2 series. It's a plethora of a combination of seasons, playoff series, and so on and so forth. Giannis is not Giannis. Nikola Jokić is the best player in the NBA. It is just simple as that. You're gonna have somebody say, "Oh, well, his lack of defense." I will just simply say to you right now, there is not a player in the NBA. I repeat, this is not exaggeration. There is not a player in the NBA with a post game of Nikola Jokić. Bro, it's Hall of Famers in the Hall of Fame that didn't have this man's post game. Nikola Jokić can go over left and right shoulders. He can take, bro, everybody is barbecue chicken to him. It is not a soul he won't take to the paint. Like, he cooking AD. And I understand he bigger than AD. But you don't even understand the level of which he is cooking AD, right? He got AD in a blender. One of the best defensive players of the last generation, he got in a blender. The Lakers done quit the one-on-one with AD. They done came to the conclusion, AD ain't stopping him one-on-one. We ain't even going to consider it. And it's a problem in that logic, and I'm going to get to it, or that game plan, and I'm going to get to it eventually. But Jokić is an offensive juggernaut right now. We are looking at a player who is so very clearly entering his prime. Those past years was cool. He done figured out how to be a triple-double machine and have it count and win and mean something. This dude's on another level. He can shoot the 3 from the top of the key right over somebody. He got mid-range game. He got a post game, the best post game in the NBA. He can take anybody off the dribble at this point. He can shoot the free throws, even though he struggled shooting the free throws in game 3. and he is trying on defense. I say it all the time. You don't have to be a phenomenal defender, in my opinion. Leave that to the phenomenal defenders. But if you try on defense, you will never hear me bitch about it, about you being a terrible defender. Period. Because defense is about effort. And if you go out there and you put an effort out there, I don't care if somebody give you 40 points. If you went out there and you legitimately laced up your boots and tried to, or your sneaks and tried to guard this man, I got nothing but respect for you. See, to me, the immature mind is the one that's why defense is a lost art. Because you get clowned for getting dunked on. You get clowned when you get shook. You get clowned when somebody hit a shot on you. You got the Ja Morants and the Jason Tatums and all the young guys now who directly pointing at people telling them, you can't guard me. So to be completely honest with you, it's a lot of negatives from the general public or fan base when it comes to defending. But it take a motherfucker who want to win to understand I'm not going to look good every time I play defense. Hell, I don't hit every shot I take. But if I put an effort in defensively, that's going to do far more for my team and me than I could possibly imagine. And so, for the people out there who are going to be like, oh, well, Jokic can't play defense, but at least he trying. At least he making an effort. Because that's where it had to start with Steph Curry. And look at where he at now. You got to take the little things, bro, and understand that they build up to a champion. Like Giannis said, bro, there is steps to success, bro. I don't care how you look getting to that next step. As long as you get into that next step, you're good. And you might fall back on a step or two. But as long as you get up, brush yourself off, and keep going, you're good. You're good. And so, another thing that I see in this series, aside from the emergence of Jokic, role players is hitting shots. The Lakers done got accustomed to nobody on these first two series hitting shots aside from the big time players, Ja Curry. But what happened when KCP hitting shots? Murray hitting shots. Brown hitting shots. Porter hitting shots. Gordon getting to the bucket, getting to the free throw line. Jokic hitting shots also on top of that. You got yourself a problem. The Lakers is great defensively as they are. I don't think at no point in time in this series have they stopped the Denver Nuggets as much as the Denver Nuggets have stopped themselves. Watch the games. The Denver Nuggets look a lot like those Warrior teams. When they have a lot of miscommunication going on, sure, they let teams back in the game. When they can't hit their shots to start a game, they start off kind of lackadaisical cold. Sure, they'll let a team take a lead. But as soon as they flip that switch. And you see, the scariest thing about the Nuggets will be if they get to the championship and win it all. Now, I keep telling you that I think the Nuggets is the best team in the league right now. And then I tried to fix that by saying I think they're the best offensive team easily. But if Boston is playing at their peak, they will probably be the best team out of these teams left. But I don't like Boston, so fuck Boston. And it's got nothing to do with the players. I'm a Laker fan, so naturally I don't root for Boston. But when all of the Nuggets players are hitting on all cylinders, when they running the offense like they're supposed to, when it ain't getting stuck with one player, it's damn near an impossible team to beat, especially when off of that type of ball movement, Jamal Murray hitting, Jokic hitting. And the scariest part about Jokic is he don't even have to be hitting jump shots to become a big problem for you. The way he can pass the ball is insane to me. Like, bro, I'm telling you, he Pau Gasol on steroids, bro. On the highest dosage of steroids you could possibly take. That is what Jokic is compared to he is Pau Gasol on the highest dosage of steroids known to man. But with that, the Lakers, this double teaming Jokic thing it just don't make sense to me. Hachimura on him. This is what we got AD for. You notice this series look a lot different than these other series because AD can't be the dominant presence that we need him to be 24/7, and I don't put that on AD. AD haven't faced Nikola Jokic in these playoffs. And you might face him during the regular season, but you're not going to get the Jokic that you're getting right now. A motivated Jokic. Hell, the Jokic that you get from this point on going to be the most motivated he's been because he know he one game away from being in the NBA Finals. And this is the year that you chose to give MVP to Joel Embiid. Boy, this is going to look like one of the biggest dumbass mistakes in the NBA's MVP voting history since that Steve Nash shit. I'm telling you. And I got a question for all you people out there, because I'm going to touch on Joel Embiid in a different video. Joel Embiid, fat ass, can't get into shape. Because, I'm trying to be nice. I really am. But every year, same old fat ass Joel Embiid in them fourth quarters. Running around like a big ass blob on the court. I don't get it. I don't get how his conditioning is not the number one thing he work on in the offseason. I just don't get it. The motherfucker's already as strong as a fucking ox. But for some reason, his conditioning that has been notoriously bad, he will not work on that for some reason. Like he won't get that to where it need to be. Because it feel like I say it every year at this point. If Joel Embiid could lose some weight so he could be more conditioned to run up and down the court, he would be a better player. But I also want to add something to that. Joel Embiid done been getting away with being dominant because of how big he is. Because Joel Embiid ain't got the post game that Jokic got. And I never want to see y'all compare Joel Embiid to Jokic ever again at this point in time. I wasn't too hype on that train where people was calling Kendrick Perkins racist for his takes. But you know what? Kendrick, you might be a racist. Because Jokic Joel Embiid is not on Jokic's level in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Oh, Joel Embiid play some good defense. Whoop de fucking do. He ain't the leader. He definitely ain't the leader. As a matter of fact, let me just go ahead and put it like this, because I ain't finna do this thing where I'm finna tear Joel apart. The only thing Joel Embiid do better than Jokic is play defense. That's it. And he better pray to God Jokic don't play get in the gym and start getting better at defense. Because my goodness, you look at Joel Embiid and you look at Nikola Jokic, and it's very evident to me why the people kept giving Joel Embiid second place. That's very evident to me. Because in no reality at this point would I take Joel Embiid over Nikola Jokic. And I ain't just saying that because, for one, you already know how I felt about Joel Embiid if you've been listening to me for a while. I think he's the worst leader in sports right now, or at least in the NBA. He do a lot of throwing motherfuckers under the bus. And look at him. He done got so good at throwing motherfuckers under the bus. He at least he know to take a shot at himself so he can then proceed to throw his teammates under the bus. But because Ben Simmons didn't end up being a Hall of Famer, it's okay for him to throw Ben Simmons under the bus. So I digress. But needless to say, I can't believe y'all gave that man MVP this year over Nikola Jokic. Oh, well, hindsight is 20/20. So what? But that man Nikola Jokic said, I'm going for the real MVP this year, my boy. What if Nikola Jokic win Finals MVP? The same year Joel Embiid finally got his first regular season MVP. Boy, that'll be cold, son. That'll be cold. Boy, that'll be cold. The worst thing that's going to happen is if these boys end up winning this championship. But let me get back to the Lakers real quick. Because I think the biggest thing for the Lakers is going to have to be this. We're not winning this series. But this double teaming AD, leaving shooters wide open as if they not going to hit their shots eventually, I think it's moronic. I think you got to force AD to take that test and step up and defend Nikola Jokic, because it's very evident that we can't win games if we play like this. The biggest problem I have with the Lakers, though, you know, I see so many people breaking down so many analytics and so many schemes and blah, blah, blah. The Lakers can't hit shots. The Lakers rely heavily on free throws. And I noticed how bad of a problem this was in game 1 against the Warriors. We won that game. We basically won it by 3 points. I know it was a little bit more than 3, but we basically won it by 3 after Jordan Poole missed that shot. And that series changed in more ways than one. Jordan Poole had no confidence after that game. Klay Thompson, I think, finally had one good game after that game, but was still trash every point after. But the biggest thing was Jordan Poole changing after that series and missing that shot. You can debate if it was a good shot, a bad shot. I could care less about that right now. The Lakers defending the Nuggets as if they the Jordan Pooles of their teams is becoming a problem. Considering you basically got you a Jordan Poole on your team right now and D'Angelo Russell, who is of no use to this team in this series. I see him talking trash to Bruce Brown. And this is what I'm saying. Young players are weird to me. Bruce Brown been cooking your ass this whole series. But you make one shot over him. You do one good thing to him. Now you pointing at him, talking trash to him. Like he ain't been dog walking your ass this whole series. I'm baffled. I'm confused. But that's all right. That's all right. It's going to feel a little bit different when Bruce Brown go for 40 and knock us out. Then I wonder what D'Angelo going to be saying then. The Lakers can do some things, though, to get back in this series. They're not winning this series because I don't think they can do this one thing enough times to be able to win it. Because I do believe the Lakers can play good enough defense. What I don't believe is that the Lakers can hit enough jump shots without the assistance of free throws. Like I said, that game against Golden State showed me something in game 1 after we won that game. Golden State had, 3 dudes hit 5 threes. They had about 4 dudes in double figures and still lost that game barely. And I said to myself, we took way more free throws in this team. And somehow this team only lost by 3 points. I said, because these motherfuckers shot the lights out. I said, man, if you take away 10 free throws that we shot, we lost this game by double figures. I said, we got to hit some jump shots. I said, because I'm not going to stress too much about this game because I heard the Warrior fans bitching about free throws and whatnot. Rightfully so. But that game specifically opened my eyes. And that's when I started to fear the Nuggets. Because I said, is it a team in the playoffs that could do what the Warriors just did to another level? And I said, fuck, the Nuggets can. Now, luckily for the Lakers, the Warriors never had another shooting night like that, in my opinion. They might have won another game, but they didn't have another night where they shot like they shot in game 1. You beat them in game 1 when they shot like that. Well, you go into game 1 against the Nuggets. AD go for 40 plus and we still lose. And it showed me exactly what I thought. We don't hit enough jump shots when AD don't go off. That is a problem against the Nuggets. See, this wouldn't be a problem for the Lakers if they were going up against a lot of different teams. Because a lot of different teams can't hit the number of shots that the Nuggets can. With the frequency, with the accuracy, with the consistency. But the Nuggets can. And that presents a problem for the Lakers. Now, every other game that AD play bad is more than likely a loss because you can't make up his points against the Nuggets. How do I know that? Well, because when he play his best games, it's a loss. AD had a good game 1 and a good game 3. Lost both games. One of them was in LA. AD struggled in game 2. You lost that one too. Because see, what the Lakers could, and shout out to Austin Reeves, who having a great series, but they just not getting much more after Austin Reeves and Hachimura. And against the Nuggets, and against the Warriors and the Grizzlies, that's good enough because Hachimura and Austin Reeves' production is more than what those other two teams was getting out of their others. However, Denver is getting a lot out of a lot of players. Their entire starting lineup can go get you double figures. 2 dudes off of the bench or 3 dudes off of their bench can go get you double figures. I didn't even mention how great Jeff Green is. The Nuggets, to me, are the most complete team in basketball right now. And being complete don't matter as much as having a phenomenal offense with the engine like Jokić. You don't see centers doing what Jokić is out here doing. That's one of the reasons it's so special. So the Lakers are in some trouble. We are definitely in some trouble. I hope to be back very soon to break down the Miami Heat series and to talk about those Philadelphia 76ers. But with that being said, I appreciate you for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Please tell somebody you love them. You could be anything in the world. Choose to be a lover today. Choose to go love somebody, man. And choose to be a good person and a kind person. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, you know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking the summers. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.